For a long time, I'm all alone in the void, the lonely caretaker of purgatory. Picture this, a slatted wooden shack standing alone on a sweeping black sand desert, mountains of ash surrounding it, leaning in watchfully. Sporadic, leafless trees dangle bioluminescent fruits from their stick fingers, like old men holding dim glowing lanterns at Halloween. Far above the shack, green stars stretch out across the sky. They look like insects splattered on a window. There's more to describe, and there's less. Purgatory is mostly the emptiness here. On the shack, painted in an orange glow from the hot juice of the fruits, is the word Gabriel's. It's not my name, but I couldn't think of anything else to call my bar. Inside sit 3 wooden patrons, never moving. The first, a carved woman, head slumped thoughtfully into her hands. The other 2 are wooden children playing a game of chess. I sit behind the bar and pretend I'm a world away from purgatory. The stranger makes a splash as he arrives. I watch him from the doorway, falling like a shooting star, thumping into a crater and spraying burnt sand into the darkness. A wave of fireflies, and my first guest has arrived. He survives the fall, dusts himself off and looks around, sees me standing by my hut but chooses to walk away as if I'm not worthy of his time. Instead, he tries to leave, to escape this black caldera, but he finds the mountains are unclimbable. His feet splash through the ash, and with each step you slip back to the ground in a plume of dirt. I watch for a while as he tries and fails, and then I retire behind the bar to wait. "What are you having?" I say as the man finally enters.
"I don't deserve anything."
"That makes 2 of us. Now, what can I get you?" He says nothing, but I make us both a drink anyway. Some of the trees in the desert produce a fruit that looks like melon, but inside the round casing, a sweet liquid ferments to strong alcohol. He sits on a stool at the bar and holds the wooden mug, peers into it for a long time, then he finally drinks. We drink 2 more in somber silence before he leaves. He lies in the sand outside and falls into a fitful sleep. The stranger doesn't say anything that week, or month, or year. But each day, at about the same time, he comes into the bar and we drink 3 drinks. I ask questions and he says nothing. "Come on, talk to me," I beg. "I've been alone here for God knows how long, and now I finally have company, but I'm somehow more alone than before. How does that work?" Some days I try to cheer him. When the trees bloom their rare pink blossoms, I pick them and dress the bar up. Each of my wooden patrons are necklaced in petals, the walls festooned and glowing. A miserable place, as merry as it can be. I tell jokes, but they fall flat even to me. I try to sing. I conjure up memories of hymns and lullabies, and I sing to this man as he drinks. Sometimes we both cry when I sing. I don't know what I weep for, but I cry regardless. And still he remains silent. I can't say how long passes before he speaks again. Perhaps 3 or 4 years. Time here is only measured by how often we sleep, so who can say for sure? But he never seems to age, which makes me wonder if he's an immortal too, or if agelessness is just an aspect of being here. He comes in one night and sits at the bar, same place as always. My other patrons are deep in their routine of chess and thought. "Please talk to me," I say as I stir our drinks. "I've been very lonely here." He looks at me. Right into my eyes, I mean. as if he could pluck out my every thought.
I was an immortal.
He begins. I place my mug down, almost dropping it. I want to say thank you, but I also don't want to break the spell, the moment. I don't want there to be silence ever again. He coughs, pauses, and when he resumes, he speaks very slowly.
I wish I knew why I was immortal. Perhaps I was born lucky, more likely not. This was all a long time ago. Back even before the Greeks. Back when people still believed in gods of all kinds.
The stranger stares at me with his green eyes, piercing and unmoving.
The point is, I fell in love.
He says.
Which was a mistake. Being an immortal and falling in love. Because love lasts as long as you're together, but the pain lasts for an eternity when you're not. And if there's a heaven or a hell, or any place that's not here, where we could have been reunited, then we're robbed of it. Anyway, a long time passes after my love's death. My heart slowly mends, it stitches back up. Fresh paint splashed over scars, but the tissue beneath remained weak and easy to tear. I vowed I'd never let those stitches break again.
But you did, I say. I can't help myself. You did fall in love again, didn't you? He nods.
Not for a long time. Not until there were roads and cars and buildings that needled the skies. But this time it was different. Before, I didn't have a family. It was just the one person to lose.
I'm trembling now, trying to pick up my drink for a solve, but it sloshes over the rim. I feel this man's heartache like it's my own.
One day we're out driving, and I'm telling myself it's a beautiful day. And I have my loved ones with me, and what could be better? I look at my wife, glance in the mirror at the kids. I'm telling myself I'm not immortal, and my wife has barely a wrinkle, and the kids are barely aging, and I'm making every excuse I can to ignore the truth.
Then the thunderous boom of a truck's horn, I say, as if I could somehow know.
I try to swerve, or at least I think I do.
How can you be sure you tried to avoid it?
I can't be. Maybe I tried to swerve into it.
I don't think you did, but what if you did? I'm unsure whose voice belongs to who any longer.
Either way, it ended the same. Alone.
Eternity alone.
And I deserved it.
I don't deserve forgiveness. He holds out a hand, places it on the bar, palm up. There's silence for a long while as tears stream down my face, as I remember it all, as I finally let reality flood back. The man, the stranger, is what he's always been. A wooden carving sitting on a stool in front of the bar. A carving I made of myself. He has been reaching out for so long, begging me to talk, to help. You didn't do it on purpose, I say eventually, swallowing back tears and snot. You didn't. You looked around. You were distracted. It's just a terrible fucking accident. The wooden carving says nothing, of course. How could it? I take his solid hand in both of mine. His ageless wooden family sits silently around him. I say what I've been needing to say, to hear, ever since I arrived in this place. What I've been unwilling to tell myself. And I don't know if the sky will become white or red, or if a portal will burst open and move me on, or if anything at all will happen. But something must change. It has to. if only inside of me. I clutch the wooden hand and I whisper my forgiveness.